It's a late night tonight because I wanted to talk to y'all about something that may help you for the next coming problem we got, whether it's a storm, flood, political problem, whatever we got. I think I got the ultimate solution. I know that sounds crazy, but I think I have come up with the ultimate solution on what to do next. So bad situations like a storm won't surprise you. How you doing? Who is this? Hey, my Renaissance grandma. How you doing? Hey, patient saint. Hey, Miss Harvester, Shawanda. Hey, Von Will. How you doing? Tam Rob. Sweet Butterfly. Soulful Ceilings. Adina Collins. How you doing? C. Francis. Fatima. How y'all doing? I think I got the ultimate solution, and it's literally that simple. Hey, Missy Hawk. Hey, Kenny Smith. Y'all all up like I am. We up late. Uh, I just was sitting around here, and instead of me burning my Wi-Fi on some stupid show, I said, let me see run this by the people. Hey, Lady Silk, TLC in the garden. How you doing, sister? Let me run this by y'all. And I know it sound harder than it really is. But I gotta be honest with you. Who was that? I gotta be honest with you. Hey, Urban Backyard, Homesteading, how you doing? I'ma ask a question real quick. How many people, thank you, Rick, thank you. How many people are living in a normal, regular home? You're not off grid, anything like that. You're not off grid. You're not necessarily homesteading. You're not, living in a rural area. How many people are just living a normal life? You got a house, you got an apartment, whatever. Just regular old normal life. How many people raise your hand or confirm? TLC in the guard says me. Okay, who else we got? Who said that normal house, daily dose of living? Hey, Zane. Okay. Of course, most people. Most people. That's who is the urban backyard homestead living in the city. That's exactly who I want to talk to right now. I'm not talking to our homesteaders and off-gridders, and I'm not talking to them right now. You want to know why I'm not talking to them about this situation? Because them ain't the ones that's in trouble. After this last storm, you ain't hearing nothing from those people about how much trouble they in or they don't know what they're gonna do. I'm gonna tell you, why. And here's the solution for everybody. Listen, everybody. It don't matter where you live at. For the rest of this year, everybody needs to get a setup, either inside your home or your lifestyle or both need to change. This is what I would like everybody to do. And we're going to do a lot of that this year. Everybody together. We're going to do it this year. I don't care what I have to do. You're going to have to start setting your household up as an off-grid living situation. I sound crazy, don't it? The only way you're going to make it through any storms, the only way you're going to make it through these rough times, the only way you're going to make it through financial hardships, people losing their jobs. You have to prepare yourself and prepare your house, your condo, and even your apartment like it's an off-grid structure. I made that sound simple there. I know y'all probably like, man, I thought you was gonna say something real. I thought you was gonna give us the ultimate solution. I just did. I just did. Who just said that? Wait a minute. Hold on. Zane said, I've been screaming this for the longest time. Listen, I can't make this no clearer. I don't have any long drawn out conversation spiels to give you tonight. No. Everything you do from this day forward, you should have in your mind, not saying it could happen. Put it in your head, it is going to happen again. The only question is when. That's the only question. It's no longer if it'll happen. It's when it's going to happen. Because listen, y'all can't deny, I'm not going way back in time, but since 2020 alone, we've been in this situation so many times that even our children, when the lights go out, it's not a big deal anymore. Have y'all noticed that? The lights been going on and off, on and off. My daughter don't even call me no more. My sons don't even call me no more because it's normal to them now. They think nothing of it. That's how often the lights go out in everybody's city now. That our youth, this next generation, don't even care. So if this is how it's going to be, we need to prepare ourselves accordingly. So this one this ain't gonna be no, you need to go buy land and you need to go buy 15, 20 acres. This one ain't gonna be that. This ain't that conversation. Because a lot of people think that just because you don't have land, you shouldn't be preparing because it's ridiculous. And I've said this a many a times before I was even on this talking about land stuff. I was like, look, I prepare on grid, off grid. And everybody thought that was crazy. No, if you got an apartment, if you got a condo, you renting, you need to be setting that space up like the lights ain't never coming back on. There's a few items I want to talk about, a few things I want to talk about. I wish it was daylight. Let me see. What was that? Fatima said, me and my husband were just talking about this. We're running out of room and been prepping for years. Hey, there's a few things that everybody need in their house now. I know how things used to be, right? It's not like that no more. It's come on, let's be for real. We're all adults in here, right? I think I might have a couple youngins hang around listening. Maybe they'll get something out of this too. Let me see. Always says facts. I'm kicking myself because we don't have salt to lay down the walkway, and I done failed. Listen, you want to know something? We got to think outside the box. Why don't you have salt? Because you're looking in the stores for rock salt. I just told everybody, look, you know what? I live in the South. They don't have rock salt down here available like that. Listen, go back, go back into the pool area where the swimming pools are, or go back where the water heaters are, and they have the pool, uh, the water softener salt tablets. Go get those. They even cheaper than rock salt. We had that ice storm the other day, no, don't use bird seeds and kitty litter. No, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah, you ever hear the story Hansel and Gretel? Don't use bird seeds, okay? Man, you'll come out there thinking you got some grip and the birds done ate all the seeds up. You just slip and break your sacrophiliac. don't, don't use no bird seeds, okay? Um, I see, and people keep saying sand. Listen, I lived in the north half my life. Y'all just don't know what it's like. If I got any northerners in here, please say amen. Sand ain't gonna cut it. That's some, listen, sand was good for the South with a quick dusting of snow. Remember, I've been living in the South the other half of my life. So, sand is what they used to use when I lived in Atlanta. That kind of worked. Okay, that was what, over 20 years ago. But see, 20 years ago, I'm trying to think, my son is 20. Okay, 21, 22 years ago. Let me tell you something, how much the weather has changed and shifted. In 22 years, you better not go out there trying to put sand on your concrete and your sidewalk and your walkway. You're going to bust your tailbone. Now, since I've lived in South Carolina, it snows so regularly and the temperature drops below 20 degrees so regularly, sand ain't gonna cut it. Sand ain't gonna cut it. We need to start taking more northern approaches to this weather pattern. And if you live in the South, I know you don't want to hear this, but I gotta be honest with you. I was driving to Freedom Acres, and you know what I saw? Actual trucks laying out saltwater juice. I've never seen nothing like that. I've heard of it, but I've never seen it. But I was riding behind a truck, spraying saltwater juice on the street. They done stepped the game up. Because they know now, don't come out here with no sand trucks trying to keep these cars on the road. It's not going to work anymore. So now I've been behind 2 salt trucks in the last week or so. 2 salt, what do they call it, brine. I've been behind 2 brine trucks, splashing salty juice up on my car. We're going to start, if you live in the South, we're going to start having to take a more northern approach to the winter weather. Even though your winter weather may not be may not be as extreme as the North. But for how long? Okay? And now we're dealing with let's get something straight. The South is starting to deal with more cold temperatures than even our northern counterparts. Because it's been a lot of times last month, it was colder in the South than it was in the North. The North up there, they out there wearing doggone shorts and playing basketball on the court. And we was wrapped up. It didn't make any sense. So what does that tell you? That gust that keep on coming down from Canada is blowing so hard that it's reaching all the way down to the bottom of the southern states and just missing northern Ohio and Michigan all together. Northwest Ohio, Michigan, Chicago, it's missing that. They getting a little something, but it's really kicking us dead in the grapes. So I want to say my solution to that is start preparing your home. Even you can run your home normal, be in your house the normal way, do everything you do. Don't change nothing when it comes to as far as the way you live in the city, the way you live in your apartment, the way you live in your house. But you need to add things like you have no power, you have no water, you have no heat. If you don't know what to add inside your home, then cut your lights out and leave them out for 3 days. You're going to figure out everything you need. You're going to buy flashlights. And you're going to know what you're going to realize with flashlights. You're going to realize just because you spent a lot of money on this flashlight, it's useless. If this big $70 flashlight, it got 1,000 lumens, but if it take 8 double D batteries, it's useless. And then it take 8 double D batteries and it weigh as much as a car battery. But you're going to be toting this flashlight around all day. It's useless. And then you got to keep knocking them. Okay. Now, if you get a rechargeable flashlight, you got one problem. If you ain't got no power, where you recharging it at? Well, I know we got solutions to these problems, but I'm just telling you how I move. I think you should have a little bit of everything. Okay? But if you can't afford everything or one of everything, let me break it all the way down to the very last compound. How? 12 o'clock and all is well. 12 o'clock and all is well. That's how. Oil lamp, man. You could damn near pour any kind of oil in there and it's going to burn it. Everything, when you can't figure out what product to purchase, go all the way back. Not you can get a flashlight to take batteries, get a rechargeable flashlight, but at the end of the day, a good oil lantern, this little bit of oil right here will burn for 2 days. I'm talking about without me blowing it out. I've been using this same oil all year. This same oil. Some of this stuff we're going to have to break all the way down, right? And just act like, hey, caveman days. You see me right now. You see my blanket on my shoulders because I'm on Freedom Makers and I'm trying to conserve my power because I don't know if it's going to be cold like that here or what, but I don't want to waste my energy. I don't want to waste no propane. I don't want to waste any energy resource that's not easily or free to renew. That's important. Before you start burning your solar power generators, I know you got a solar power generator and you love it and you want to use it, you enjoy it. Here's the problem with that. You treat your solar power generator just like you treat your food. You ration it. You only use it when it's necessary. Don't use it to have the TV going. Don't use it to, if you got an emergency radio, keep that going. But your TV and your little devices that's keeping you occupied, don't waste it. I don't care if you listen. I have what 15,000 watt hours or better. I think 20. Yeah. I got over 20,000 watt hours that runs this cabin. You would think I would have the things blaring, the lights blaring, the fans on. I could run my electric heater. I don't do it. Even though I know all of my battery banks is full, topped up. Hopefully the sun will be up in the morning to keep that topped up. But you don't know. You don't know. And if it just say it gets bone chilling cold where the wood stove ain't doing it, the propane ain't doing it. Now I even got to add into an electric heater. I need as many watt hours as I can get. So my solution, I know I'm making it sound simple, but it is really, truly that simple. Say I've never used kerosene lamp. I have to get one and practice. Let's listen to this. Who just said that? Let me see who said that. Urban Backyard. Look, hey, Walmart. You can get these at Walmart. Ace Hardware. You know, dirt. I think they cost like $9. You can go on Amazon. They got all kind of different little shapes and sizes. You know, Amazon. But look, that boy, this is the only thing in here lighting this place up. You see, if I raise it, Pretty says sold out. Who is sold out, Pretty? It don't take much. Harbor Freight. I don't think Harbor Freight has these. Yeah, see, you know what's funny? You see these at the Goodwill every single time you go in there and walk right past them. Oh, Menards will have them. Say I have my grandmama's kerosene lamp and I'm 69. Might be time to use it. Walmart, Lowe's, Harbor Freight, Ace Hardware, etc. Goodwill, y'all. These be at the Goodwill. Look, you gonna see this and it won't have the globe to it. These globes, you'll get I done broke about 4 of these. You can order a pack of globes on Amazon. I don't know how much they cost no more, but I was buying them. They was 2 for $10, 2 for $9 for these globes. So I had to purchase a couple of packs of these because I kept breaking them, doing stupid stuff. Okay. So if you find this base like this, any shape you want, and it don't got the globe, you can still buy the globe. Hell, you can get a mason jar. You can get a mason jar, just a normal Ball's canning mason jar, and you can purchase just this piece right here, just the wick, okay? Just this. And you put this piece on a mason jar and then buy the globe, and you could have a mason jar, a quart mason jar hooked to this, and that thing will last you a lifetime full of oil. I got one. I'm gonna show y'all when I get back to the house. I'm gonna show it to y'all because I've done a little bit of everything. Yes, another storm is on its way for a lot of people on the East Coast. All the way, I think it's touching the Carolinas, Savannah, like Savannah, Georgia, the Carolinas, and then all the upper northeastern areas. That's what I'm hearing. Let me see. Say get the mason jar with handles for easy carrying. Yeah, if you want to, if you want to. So I like kerosene lamps. They're good to use. You said lyrics says you bracing for more snow. Let me tell you something. Uh, Um, this storm, this storm spanked a lot of us. Crisco and candle, absolutely. Get a Crisco can, make a Crisco candle. Let me see. So same as an oil lamps, just using kerosene. I have oil lamp. So same as oil. Yes, I think I understand what you're saying. TLC said we're getting sub-zero temperatures. Then comes the snow. Here's my thing to y'all. How many people had to learn the hard way through this storm? This, when you thought you was ready, you was not ready. Because this storm ain't listen, this weather ain't playing with us. Look, we getting hit on all sides. And you know something that we learned in this storm. Now, this is one that I I don't see. Correct me if I'm wrong. During this storm, has anybody, correct me if I'm wrong now, I haven't heard it, but have anybody heard from anybody helping anybody like FEMA or anybody that's supposed to be helping us, that the government appointed to help us? Has anybody been able to get any assistance from these places that was politically supposed to be helping us, and then they dismantled it? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. They dismantled all of the programs set in place to help the American people when the American people can't help themselves. Right before winter time, they dismantled all of this. Knowing good and well, even on a good year with everything going great, the weather knocks the listen. This weather knocks some of the best of us off our feet. So you mean to tell us, with all the people losing jobs, losing their homes, losing their freedom, this is the time to cut off health care. This is the time to cut off programs set in place to help the people through these storms and stuff. What? Here's my point, because I'm not making this political. I said I'm done with that. Above my pay grade. This is my point. You better be ready to fend for yourself. Ain't nobody coming. Ain't nobody coming to help you medically. Ain't nobody coming to help you dig yourself out of a snowstorm. Ain't nobody coming to dig you out. Ain't nobody coming to fix your furnace. Ain't nobody coming, man. Ain't nobody coming. If somebody start breaking in your back door, ain't nobody coming in time to save you. Nobody. This one thing that this 1 year has showed you, and that you cannot deny. This year, I'm going to say all of 2025 and the first month of 2026 has guaranteed proof and shown ain't nobody coming to help you do anything. Nobody. It's all up to you. And I know people don't like this. I know people feel uncomfortable. They ain't never done this kind of living before. But this is how it's got to be. Here's a question I'm going to ask you. I'm starting to get warm. I'm going to ask you a question. Do you think that you could last in a tent for 3 days? No running water, no electricity. Let me think. This is what I'm going to say. This is what I'm going to try to put in your head. I'm just coming up with this off the fly, so forgive me. I'm going to say 1 gallon of water per person per day. 5-gallon bucket, kitchen towel, trash bags. You can use a solar generator with only 2,000 watt hours, and I don't care how many solar panels you have. Unlimited solar panels. I'm trying to make up a test. You can have a solar power generator, only up to 2,000 watt hours, unlimited solar panels. I'm not going to talk about your food. You can pick how much food you want to. You can keep as much food with you as you can store safely. What's the temperature and precipitation? I want everybody to test yourself. Purchase a tent. Stay in it for no less than 3 days without going back in the house or using the rest of your, if you got your tent set up in the house. If you don't even have a tent, designate a bedroom and make that your survival room. You can't leave this room for 3 days. For 3 days, you get a gallon of water per day per person staying with you in that room or that tent. Food, you don't need a tent. Designate one of your rooms in your home as the survival tent room. I'm making it easy. Cut off the power to that room. Go down there and go in the garage and hit that doggone main power switch for that bedroom or whatever it is room you're going to be staying in. Shut it down. If you say I live in an apartment, you ain't got to go outside. Go designate a room. I don't care how much food you bring with you. I don't care how much food you bring with you. But you have to be able to store it safely. Like you can't have non-perishables, right? Because they're going to go bad in 3 days. You can't go back in the refrigerator for 3 days. You can't use no water out the sink. You can't flush your toilet. You can't go take a boom, boom, boom in the toilet. The bathroom is off limits. The sink, the faucets is off limits. The light switches is off limits. When it start getting dark, you got to conserve power. You're going to start using things like this. Or if you're wasteful, you're going to start using your solar power generator. And you're going to find out real quick how possible this is to live like this. But it takes thought. Every little thing you do takes thought. I can't make this up. Listen, even going to take a dump takes thought. Here on Freedom Makers, sometime I gotta pinch it in for a little while, okay? Because taking a dump takes thought. You just don't go sit down, drop it out, flush the toilet, wipe it up, wash your hands, and you done for the day. You on to the next. It doesn't work that way. You got to prepare the toilet or the bucket if it's not already prepared. So that means you got to put a bag or something inside of this bucket. Get it ready. So I like to have my toilet ready already because, you know, when nature calls, it's calling, okay? It's like a final notice bill for me. So if I got to sit down, I got to go sit down. So have your bucket already ready to receive. And then once you done, you gotta get that bag up out of there, tie that bag up, and now you gotta dispose of your waste. You're gonna find out real quick. Don't mix the number 1 with the number 2. Don't make it a 12. If you mix the number 1 with the number 2, it makes the number 2 smell worse. And it goes bad faster. Did you know that? So you want to go number 1 in one jug, and you want to do a number 2 in the bucket that you got set up. So now, especially for my ladies, you're gonna have to get real crafty. It's time to start thinking outside the box. Because I know, ladies, you know, y'all setup is a little different from ours. And you ain't just gonna say, well, I'ma just pee on this bucket and then I'ma sit on this bucket and do a number 2. How many people, we kind of do a little bit of both, you know? It's kind of like dueling banjos for me. Pee a little bit, poop a little bit, pee a little bit, pee a little bit, poop, pee. It's like, for me, sitting there, it's, you know, it's not gonna be one or the other. It's always gonna be dueling banjos for me. So for my ladies out there, it's not as simple to separate the tares from the wheat. Okay? So that becomes an issue, because if you get your number 2 wet with urine, it smells worse, and it's gonna be a messier cleanup. So you're gonna have to figure out a way to divert the urine from the poop. Okay? But you got to remember, once you start doing this, you should do this every week. Everybody should start doing this at least once a month. Everybody should do this with your family once a month. Get your family together and play Survivor. Designate a room. We can't leave this room. We can't use the bathroom. We can't use listen, you better get used to smelling everybody else's junk and know how to crack a window. That's right. That's a good one, Never Bored. That's what my wife used, a funnel. I would show it to y'all, but I got to dig it out. Use a funnel for the front, bucket for the back. Pine needles. Want to know something I found out that's not fully true about that pine needle? Let me back that up, because now we kicking facts, okay? We're going to kick some facts. Because I see a lot of people do this stuff on YouTube and social media, and I'm going to tell you the fake about a lot of it. I ain't going to say fake, just they're not telling the full truth, okay? Pine needles work for the smell. Okay, don't put pine needles on your poop. Pine needles do not work for the smell, number 1. Number 2, do not put pine needles or grass on your poop. You ain't gonna believe this. If you got it inside of a bucket and you put pine needles or you put fresh grass clippings or something you pulled up out the yard in there, I'm gonna tell you why. Things live on those pine needles. There's a whole ecosystem living in that pulled up grass that you just pulled up. There's a whole ecosystem of creatures living on and inside those pine needles. And I'm going to tell you what's going to happen because I've done it too many times. Soon as you bring those pine needles or that grass inside your home and put that on top of that bucket of poop, trying to turn it into compost or turn it into or hide the smell, you just fed an ecosystem of creatures that's already living on those pine needles and on that grass. You're going to go back inside of your bathroom to take another dump for the day, and it's going to be an explosion of life inside that bucket. I've done it too many times to know. Somebody said it's going to get hot. No, you're not making compost. I'm telling you. Don't use kitty litter either. I'm gonna tell you, I used to use a lot of kitty litter all the time. This is why I say don't use kitty litter. It's expensive and it's hard to get rid of. Kitty litter is not it's not efficient. It's not practical. It works, not practical. Costs too much. And then when you pee in it, it's so heavy, you might tear a bag. Have you ever tore a bag of pee and it spill up? You sweeping up kitty litter crumbs loaded with pee. So that each one of these little kitty litter nuggets is like a little baby pee bomb. I've done it all. Buying kitty litter. If and I'm gonna speak for the ladies because I have a daughter that did this, and I have a wife that does this. My daughter stopped buying kitty litter because it costs too much. Ladies gotta pee in the kitty litter, and you're gonna go. A lady will go through a 5-gallon bucket of kitty litter in no time flat. You're gonna be buying a 5-gallon bucket of kitty litter once a week. It's not practical. Say, is vinegar and apple cider vinegar good? Good for what? Is vinegar and apple cider vinegar good for what? Say the kitty litter, it's not biodegradable. Um, I don't know, but it's heavy and it's cumbersome and it's hard to get rid of. It ain't nothing but clay, but that's a no for me. I will never buy no more. I used to buy this stuff called Pretty Kitty, but it just wasn't practical. Say I saved up 10 of those heavy duty, tall, let me see, plastic tidy cat litter containers. Figured they'd be good. I got about 3 or 4 of them out there too. I use them for everything, catching water, everything. But I I will never use kitty litter again unless it's something so temporary. Let me see. What about what about digging a hole and covering it after? You can do that. Jennifer says, so what should you use instead of kitty litter? Uh, um, I use a bag. I use a garbage bag. I use a Walmart bag. I use a Walmart bag. I wrap that Walmart bag. I don't care where I get one of those plastic bags from, whatever store. I get that bag and I line my toilet with it. I go number 2 in the bucket inside the bag. When I'm done, I will take that bag, tie it up, and then I can deal with it. I could put it in the trash. I could dig a hole in. I got a hole that I save all. Look, I got it. I would show you, but it's gross. Okay, I got a trash can for the poop. I got a trash can for the trash. When I poop or when I pee or when my wife pee rather, all of that goes in a certain garbage can. And then when I figure it's starting to get too heavy, I take that all to this hole that I have dug just for this and dump it off in there. All those bags is biodegradable, no problem with the environment. History. I don't even have to think about it. And now that I got the tractor, that just make it way easier. Matter of fact, I ain't nowhere close to filling up that hole I dug with the tractor. But if you got a normal shovel, man, dig you a nice hole down there and fill him up. Dig it as deep as a 5-gallon bucket. That's what I used to do. And then fill him up. Keep a board over top of it so don't nothing fall down in there, you know. Let me see. Say Home Depot gives away sawdust for free. Okay. All right. That's a good one. That's a good one. Sawdust is absorbent. Okay. The only problem I have with sawdust is it's so doggone messy. It's just so messy. I know what everybody is saying online, but man, you grab a handful of sawdust, you put it on top of your poop. It will help absorb the urine and it will help absorb the moisture out the poop. But one thing that it does not do, it does not hold the smell down. And I'm talking about real life here, okay? Real life. After you poop in this bucket, you're not going to be sitting around smelling that all day. You're not going to be, you're not, okay? In a bad situation, grid down, no lights, no water, no motor car, not a single luxury, you're not going to add to your misery by smelling your son, your daughter, your wife, your husband's Duke. You're not going to keep on sitting around. Hey, look, because that's going to drive you crazy. You're going to be like, go put more sawdust on that. Ain't enough sawdust that can hold down that turd. So I came up with the solution is, for real, it's like flushing the toilet. Would you think about this now? Think about it. Would you let everybody in your whole house take a dump before you flush the toilet? Yeah, no, you wouldn't. You wouldn't do that, would you? You want that toilet flushed after every brownie today? No, flush that. And think about this: in your house, if somebody don't flush the toilet, somebody about to get their block knocked off. Don't put no bleach on no doo-doo. Jesus. Don't put no bleach on no feces. Have you ever mixed bleach and dishwashing liquid? The chemical reaction that happens? Okay. That plus doo-doo. Now you got several problems. Because as soon as you try to put that bleach on that turd in a Walmart bag, you got a chemical reaction of funk. And the bleach is eating through the Walmart bag. No, you said, wait, let me. Now you're gonna try to pick that bag up and everything gonna fall straight through it. You're gonna have meatballs rolling all across the floor. Hold on, I got one. My Renaissance grandma say, I'm gonna use my cocoa core if it's temporary because it gets expensive. I wouldn't waste my cocoa core on no doo-doo. It costs too much money. Dude, that will, unless you plan on making some fertilizer compost with it, I wouldn't do it. I'm telling y'all right now. Wait, somebody got one. Let me see. Uh no, cinnamon, lavender, all that ain't gonna work, man. Look, do I have to get up and show y'all? Do I have to get up and show you how many different oils that I've tried? I've tried lavender, vanilla, orange citrus. I got all of them oil. Don't not no coffee bean. I tried it. I even got a video on putting coffee grounds on top of your poop. I got a whole video on all of this. Coffee grounds is just like sawdust. It works. How well does it work? What about ash? Look, y'all making this harder than it gotta be. Listen to me close. Stop trying to put sprinkles on your dookie donut. Don't waste your supplies. Don't waste your resources. Don't try to sprinkle wood ashes on your turds. It don't work. This is what you do. Go dig a hole in a designated area. Start with a 5-gallon size deep hole. Okay? Get you a board to set over top of that, or a piece of metal tin, whatever, to set over top of that hole. All right? Now, not no baking soda, not neither. No, stop trying to sprinkle stuff. What y'all sprinkling stuff on doo-doo? Y'all just want to see stuff sprinkled on doo-doo. That's what this is. This is some childhood stuff going on. Y'all be like, I just wanna make some pies. No. Trust me, I am living like this. And this is me. You're wasting your time, you're wasting your money, you're wasting your energy, and you're wasting your resources on what to do with your due. It's simple. You get a Walmart bag. You put it in a bucket. You boom in the bucket. You tie up the bag. You throw it in the hole and cover it back up and walk away. Go wash your hands and start over. Everybody like, so you're trying to tell me I have wood ashes from my fight. Nope. I have sawdust. My uncle owns a mill. Nope. I've burned mine too. Yes, I do. Yes, I do burn it. I will burn a turd like a candle. Yes, I do. And no, the smoke don't stink. But we got to start thinking about reality and stop trying to. It's too much stuff on the internet that's giving people crazy ideas, and I'm watching people waste money hand over fist with all of this crap and all this nonsense. Okay, let me put to you like this. No, a portable toilet with disposable bags. Oh, you could do whatever you want to do. Here's the thing though. In reality, that stuff don't work. And I'm going to say this. All of these baking soda and is cheap. And no, that's a no. That's a no for me, dog. That's a no for me. You know what? These ideas is coming from people that ain't never did this before. Y'all watched a video on TikTok and thought it was that ain't meant. Do I have any people that been in the military in here? Please. Do I have any military personnel that has at least, you ain't have to get honorably discharged. At least you just made it through basic training, made it through boot camp. Anybody from the military, or your husband, your wife, somebody, your kids, anybody got military personnel in their family? Please, somebody. Out of that big old giant pack that they carry on their back and all that gear that they carry on their body, marching all day, all night, all day, all night. When they have to go play war games and all that gear and supplies that they got on their body, you know what they don't got? baking soda or sawdust. Out of all of that gear they got in that backpack, I am not in the military, never have been. But everybody in my family has been. And I can tell you one thing that was never mentioned from my father on down. Yeah, we ran out of rations of our baking soda. And, the whole platoon, we couldn't poop for a week until supplies came in. And nope, that was never a story that was told to me. You gonna dig a hole, you gonna squat over that hole or lean up against a tree, and you gonna blam it out. You gonna cover that hole and act like and make it look like nothing was ever there. You just fixed two things real quick. You got rid of your waste, and nobody else can smell it because you just buried it like that. You use minimal supplies, minimal equipment, and nobody will be the wiser. You're not going to have all of these things in a bad situation. You're not going to have it. You are not going to have all of these fancy fandangled things. You're not. You know what you're going to have, though, that you can find anywhere? You can find anywhere on the side of the road, anywhere USA, a 5-gallon bucket and a Walmart bag blowing in the wind. Tell me I'm wrong. Think about it. You can see as much pollution as you want anywhere in the USA, and you're going to always find a 5-gallon bucket and a Walmart bag blowing in the wind. Poop. Or just dig a hole. I'm living here. I'm living here, and I do this every day that I'm here. There is no baking. You know what I use baking soda for? An upset stomach. That's it. Just dig a hole. I'm living proof. Now I'm going to say this, okay? I'm going to say this. There's several different kind of, I will say, homesteaders or survivalists. I don't know which. I don't know. They're not the same thing. It's a lot of different definitions out there, and some people are just different than other people. Now, I'm going to tell you what kind of person I am. That's why maybe mine won't appeal to you. I'm a go for broke kind of dude. I don't need all of the amenities that everybody else need. I don't even crave it. So when I'm off grid, I'm off grid. When I'm detached, I'm detached. Some of this stuff I do out here is totally unnecessary because I got plenty of power that I could be using, but I do it to keep my skills sharp. I don't always use this propane to heat my food. I go out there and I got a bucket out there. I light a bunch of sticks and debris in that doggone fire pit just so I can cook some food. I don't have to do that. I got a stove right there. I got plenty of rainwater out there. Why don't I just get the rainwater, put it in the doggone filter, and have a nice drink? Why do I got to go out there and hand pump 5 gallons of water and chug it to the house? Because I'm practicing my skills. That's what's going to save you. You want to know why? Because all this other stuff breaks down. That's another one I use for brushing my teeth. Absolutely, sister. Absolutely. You want to know another thing baking soda do? Let me show you something right here. Let me show you something that baking soda do right here. Can y'all see those two things of baking soda right there? That's that baking soda is safe for like your laundry and stuff like that. But you know what else it work good for? Putting out a fire. I got one of those little things everywhere. I got fire extinguishers, but I got a little thing of baking soda everywhere. On my kitchen counter, right by this two of those wood, by the wood stove, by my bed, everywhere, I got baking soda. And that's what I use it for, just in case I get caught up and say I look cold. I'm look, I'm actually sweating. I'm not cold at all. Let me show you something. I'm not cold at all. Okay? Let me show you something. I'm not cold at all. Okay? It's 34 degrees outside. It's 74 degrees in here. Somebody said I look cold because I got this blanket over me. I'm actually. So you done about passed out after I done told you the truth, ain't you? Mess around and done passed out on me. You all right? You okay? You all right? Want me to call a doctor? Call 911? No? But listen, no, no. I'm not. I'm matter. Look at it. Look at my forehead. No, no, not at all. This is why I'm here telling you. It's 34 degrees outside, right? It's 75 degrees in here. Had to let you know, okay? I'm just showing you that you probably think I'm just over here faking the funk. I ain't got nothing to fake. I'm gonna tell you this. I've had family here to see it in real life. Unfortunately, y'all can only see it on a video. I know you can fake anything in a video, but I've had people be here in real life and see exactly what I do. Exactly. It's not a game for me. To me, it's not for views. It's not a game. To me, I feel like I'm really going to need this. So it better be right. And every time I do it, man, it work out. Right? So, this is what I'm gonna say. I ain't gonna keep y'all too much longer. This been fun for me. I could go down the line. I will say this, okay? Set your house up like a bat cave. Make one of your rooms in your house a survival room. Say learn what kind of food available to scavenge in your area. Okay. Um, Take that one bedroom in your home and you put the supplies in that room or have the supplies ready for that room, that survival room. Food, 1 gallon of water per day per person. Have enough water put away, store it up in jugs. I can show you all my jugs. I ain't about to pull that out. Enough blankets, cover, food, water, shelter, power if you can get it. That's a good one. Have your first aid kit ready, medicine. Here's another one I'm gonna throw at you. Have your books, ready. Have all the books that you're gonna need to learn how to get through this time. If you have an injury that you don't know what to do with because you can't get to a hospital, you need medical books on hand for that. Okay? There you go. Have medical books on hand at all times. Have herbal books on hand at all times. Have survival books on hand at all times. Bushcrafting books. All of the, hey, Unbiased LLC, how you doing, my sister? Have these books just ready to be, you ain't got nothing to do when the lights is out but read. You can talk to your family. Y'all can have discussions. Y'all can make plans. Candlelight, candlelight, and y'all can read on how to get out of your situation. Okay. Did I have any questions? Because I don't want to just come on, but I just wanted to tell y'all it's a way out of this mess. How you doing, Miss Shirley O.G. Gardner? How you doing? Let me see. That's right. Watch out for your elders. Absolutely. Listen, have things in order and have things prepared for your elders, for the disabled, for your children and your pets. That's a tall order. And let me throw something out here. Here's another one for you. If you don't have any elders, if you don't have anybody around you that's disabled, and you don't have any children around you, prepare for them anyway. Because you don't know who in your group or in your collective may be pregnant. You don't know how long this mess is going to last. You don't know who's pregnant or not. Nobody told you. They probably don't know themselves. When I say still prepare for your elders and prepare for the handicap, because you don't know who's going to get hurt. You don't know what's going to happen. So this person may be strong now and full of vigor and everything else, but if they get hurt physically or mentally, where you got to help them out, have things ready for that kind of situation. For instance, say somebody broke their leg. This was the leader of the group. This was the leader of the pack. This was the one that was calling all the shots, coming up with all the ideas. Just because they broke their leg and they're no longer mobile, do you want to just leave them behind? No. You're going to have to figure out a way to get them better. Get a tarp. Everybody drag them on this tarp. Put them in a wagon. Drag them in this wagon. Okay? Patricia says, Uncle Led, how much ammo stock for a week, month, or year? There's no answer to that. I don't know. There is no limit to that for me. So I don't even know how to answer that. Say, good evening, Led. Yes, have extra if possible for elders and neighbors. Elders. Any idea of a good wood burning stove? We'll talk about that, okay? How to clean water? Simply Tall says, how to clean water. You mean how to filter water? There's various water filtration devices. You can make one of your own. I got videos making a sand filter. You can make your own sand filter. And I think I'm going to end up having to do another sand charcoal filter just because it's that time of year again. I ain't made one this year. I usually try to make one at least once a year or once every couple years. Should have made another one. Yeah, anything with wheels is important. Some people can't lift, absolutely. Right? Life straw is good, but if you can't afford a life straw, a sand gravel biofilter works just as good, and you can make it out of almost nothing. What's your question? Fine by me. What's your question? Let me see if I can go back and see what your question is. You said, what else can you use if you cannot dig where you are? What do you mean, what else can you use if you can't dig where you are? You mean to get rid of your poop? If you can't dig where you are, another way to get rid of your poop? Is that the question? Yes. Wrap it in a bag, throw it away. This ain't rocket science. Everybody thinking too hard about this. No, not no blue porta potty chemical neither. Where's y'all getting this stuff from? Who is telling you this stuff? Listen, can I ask y'all a question? Why would you spend money? Why would you spend money to get rid of your poop? This is not, all you gotta do, look, it's poop. It's just poop. You don't need to purchase no special chemicals. You don't need to purchase no nothing. It's that what's poisoning the planet? The blue stuff. I know they trolling. You can do what you want to do, but see, I'm gonna tell you this: it's an adult conversation. I let children be children. Do whatever you want to. You don't need pine pellets in no double bag. Poop in the bag. You don't need no pellets. You don't need no needles. Listen, I have done it all. There's a time and a place for all of those things. All of those things actually kind of work, okay? They all kind of work. But there's a time and a place. And the reality of all of it is you do not have the resources. See, when you start talking about pine pellets, where are you going to keep replenishing these pellets for? Okay, let me tell you this. This true story. Okay? When the pellets run out, what are you going to do? When the pine pellets run out, what are you going to do? You always have to have in your head, this is not sustainable. To leave from Freedom Acres to, listen, this taught me a lot myself. Growing with Hudson, how you doing, my sister? Staying on Freedom Acres taught me a lot. You know what it taught me? You just can't just jump in your car and run around the corner to the store real quick and come back in 15 minutes with supplies. When I have to go get supplies for stuff, man, it's going to take me half the day burn up all the fuel in my truck just to come all the way back to take a dump. I stopped doing the sawdust. I stopped doing kitty litter. I stopped doing all of that nonsense because it's not sustainable. Once it's gone, it's gone. I stopped putting pine needles and shredded grass in my bucket because all it takes is one turd in 2 hours and you're going to come back to a bucket full of funk because every animal and creature and ancient history amoeba is going to be alive eating off of what you left behind. I can't make this up. Go experiment yourself and you will see. If you take that chopped grass, you ripped up some grass or something, you storing grass or drying grass out for yourself, even if you get straw from like Tractor Supply or something, that stuff still has things living in it. And if you put that straw inside that bucket, you poop on that straw and think you're gonna get about 3 poops before you throw it out. In a hot summer, man, you gonna have everything inside that thing crawling around, and you straw is alive. I don't care if it's the grass of it is dead, but it's things living and eating that stuff, and all you did was add extra nutrients with your poop, so those creatures can thrive even more so. It's just easier. No grass, no pine needles, no pellets. Man, just go ahead, drop that boy off in a Walmart bag. Or if you ain't got no Walmart bag, in the bucket, go flick the bucket down in the hole, rinse the bucket out, wipe the bucket out. But it's y'all thinking too hard. I'm gonna tell you this. This is what I wish I could do. I wish. Now that I'll take. Tough times coming for us in America. You know why? Because everybody has never lived like this. Nobody has lived like this, and it's going to be impossible. I'm going to tell you right now what, from my perspective, the breaking point of America, if things go bad, is going to be a mental break. Your body will be able to endure what I'm telling you. Your mind won't be able to endure what I'm telling you. Because see, people are still trying to talk about things this you don't need flushable wipes. One, no. 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 I'm telling you. If you be out here like this long enough, nothing I'm telling you is a lie. Your body will be able to endure. That's right, unbiased. Your body can do this. Your mind can't. You think that you're not healthy, right? You're not as fit as you used to be, or you're not as young as you used to be. So you think your biggest problem is going to be your body holding up to these kind of conditions. It's not. I don't care how old you are. I don't care if you handicapped. I don't care if you disabled. I don't care. It don't matter. The part that's going to get you first is up here. Your mind can't handle doo-doo in the bucket every day and dealing with that smell and taking your doo-doo out and dealing with it. And then, look, if it get too dark, you don't want to go outside like out here. You don't want to go out there. So you're going to have to sit next to this doo-doo all night. Wrap it up tight. So every time you use a Walmart bag, that's still some of your supplies you got to think about. How many doo-doos can I get out of this bag? How long can I tolerate the smell? Am I going to be able to keep on smelling this doo-doo while I'm trying to eat? Your mind is not used to that. So while you in this situation like this, you're going to get real jittery real quick. There's a lot of different kind of homesteaders. There's a lot of different kind of off-gridders. Some of the people that live off-grid and some of the homesteaders that's out there, they can't deal without modern conveniences. I'm telling you, I see it all the time. All over social media, you can see it. There are homesteaders and off-gridders. They can't live without their normal everyday stuff. They can't. They're off-grid, but they cannot live without the conveniences of home. I'm not that dude. I don't need none of this shit. I've been without all of this. I don't need it. And that's me. I'm all or nothing. I'm the all or nothing dude. When I'm out here, I'm out here. I don't care. My armpits might start smelling a little sour. Hey, I might have to get these nuggets of scrub every other day. It is what it is. When I'm trying to conserve water, I'm trying to conserve energy, but at the same time keep my health and my hygiene together, because your hygiene will take your ass out. So I have to constantly monitor my hygiene while I'm monitoring my energy, because just because my armpits go bad, that's not a hygiene problem. See, that's what we've been told, and that's not true. Your armpits stinking ain't a health problem. Now, when your meat and potatoes start to tune up and your crease back here start to folding over, now you got a problem. Now that can bring forth disease. Your armpits ain't though. So if it smell like you got a whole red onion in a headlock, that's not gonna hurt you none. Okay? But down here, you're gonna have a problem. In your mouth, you're gonna have a problem. Brushing your teeth and washing your meat and potatoes, washing your particulars, that's the important part. What all this, when you out here, this the part that's gonna get you. I don't know if you've ever been down. Here's a feeling. Can I show y'all? I can show you better than I could tell you. I got a new water filter that I'm testing out, right? So I didn't have any water when I got to Freedom Acres today. None. I have no filtered water. So I'm panicking. Like, what am I going to do? I don't got no water. Ain't no water in this new filter. What am I going to do? I ran out to my truck. I got my gallon of water. I take a gallon of water with me everywhere I go. Really 2 gallons, but I'm down to 1 gallon. Now listen close. I got a gallon of water in my truck. So it's freezing out there. I run out to my truck. Where is it at? Let me show you. This is all I got left. Every time I filter some water, I reuse this jug. That's why it looks so bad. I keep reusing this jug over and over and over again. So this is the only gallon of water I have until the morning. Once this Berkey system filters this water, this is all I got. So this is why I say, when you start talking about I think I'm going to take me a nice long hot shower. No, you ain't. No, you're not. You're going to save this for drinking. You're going to save that for drinking. Now, as far as washing up, I got water that can come out of the rain barrel and wash up with that. I'm going to boil it, and then I'm going to wash up with it. Okay? But this is just for drinking. So now that I'm down, here's the rest of that gallon right here. Here's the rest of that gallon. Here's the rest of my gallon. So I gotta make this stretch at least until the morning, right? So all night, I'm gonna be drinking this every time I wake up or every time I kind of turn over. I like to give me a sip of water, stay hydrated. I wanted to show you that because if you don't, other worst thing you be is dehydrated. Don't be sitting here shampooing your hair with your last little bit of water. Don't be sitting here talking about my armpits smell a little funny with your last little bit of water. You don't need no water to brush your teeth. You put some baking soda on that toothbrush and your spit gonna get that cranking real quick. Man, I'm telling you, when you be out here, everything changes. All that stuff that you do at your house stops. It stops. And you want to know something? I've had family here with me, and we all start smelling a little odd. This ain't gonna be no hey, what's the name? Smell funny. Nah. We all smell a little different because you got a gallon of water that you need to drink. Listen to me now. You got a gallon of water with you that you need to drink. You need to cook with. This is it. So that long hot shower garbage, man, somebody missed me with that. You be surprised how much water you use. You have no idea. Y'all have no idea how much water you go through a day. Just you. Just you. Every single day. Just flushing your turds down the toilet, I'm going to give you at least 10 to 20 gallons of water wasted by just flushing pee and doo-doo. But then you leave the water on while you brush your teeth. You drinking water, you making coffee, you making tea, and everybody keep talking. Listen to this. Listen to this. Everybody keeps saying, "Yeah, you need herbal teas out there on the land. You need all of these herbal remedies and this." The base of all of that is water. When you starting to mix stuff up for medicine or mixing things up for your health, or even just to drink a tea, the base of all of that is water. You're not drinking coffee, you're not drinking tea, you're not making medicines if you have no liquid base. It all starts there. Whew. Man, I'm telling you, don't let something get in your eye. You using water to get it out. Everything. I'm going to say this. I wish that there was a way that I could bring us all together and do this together, because it's better together. Because you won't feel as bad being the only man out that don't know what the hell you doing, or you about to pass out because you don't quite understand it. You need more water than that, and or somebody. Somebody that I thought I lost my train of thought. This is if I could get people to come together, and I'm not gonna say I will be trying to torture you. I wouldn't be. If I could get enough people that would be willing to meet up in an area with nothing, But a tent, some water, and some food, and you gonna figure out real quick in 3 days. I guarantee you 3 days. Because after day 3, that's when you kind of start getting the hang of it. It don't hurt as bad. Day 4, you got it. Day 5, ain't no problem. Day 7, can I tell you the truth on this? After 7 days with no power, after 7 days with no running water, after seven days living like this, 7 days pooping in a bucket, 7 days taking little quick bird baths, I can guarantee you this. After day 7, you're going to start questioning everything and how you've been living all these years. You're going to start questioning yourself after day 7. You want to know why? Because day 7, you're going to start thinking about how much money you save by living like this. After day 7, you're going to start getting so used to pooping in a bucket, you're going to start realizing how much water you waste. After day 7, with you rationing your supplies and rationing your food and rationing your water, you're going to realize how much food you waste, how much water you waste, how much water do you really need. You're going to realize, man, I've been taking water just coming out the faucet for granted, man. I just cut the thing on and let that mug run. Kick my head under it, let it run all down my face and whatever fall in my mouth. You start to realize after day 7 that this world got us goofy as hell. This system that we live in, this so-called system that we've been living in all these years, all our lives for generations, got us all goofy. Because you're going to start to realize, I don't need none of this. You know what? Can I tell you all the truth? Can I tell you about my own personal experience? My own personal experience is this. When I'm living like this, whether I'm doing it at my house or I'm doing it here on Freedom Makers, I'm gonna tell you what I realized. When I'm at my house, it seemed like I'm constantly paying for stuff. It seemed like money just disappeared. It seemed like I'm scrolling on Amazon looking for something else. It just, when I'm at home, I watch my money leave out of my pocket constantly on dumb stuff. You want to know why? Because I'm surrounded by things that's tempting me. Come and eat here. Come and buy this. This is on sale. You really need this. Come and get that. This just broke. You need this. You need that. You need this. While I'm at home inside of a big city, money just pours out of my pocket and I can't stop it. When I'm here, I don't spend a red cent. My wife asks me, why you be out there so long? Because I don't spend no money. When I'm out here, I don't spend no damn money. You want to know why? After day 7, you start to realize you make do with what you got. If you got peanut butter, no jelly, that's what you're going to eat. If you got tuna fish, no mayonnaise, that's what you're going to eat. Tuna fish, you got the mayonnaise, you got the relish, you got all the stuff, but you ain't got no crackers. That's what you're going to eat. Just eat the tuna fish in the can. Right out. Want to know something else? True story, I can't make this up. Eat it right out the can. Eat that right out the can. You don't need no plate. You don't need no bowl. Eat it right out the can. You want to know why? Because 2 reasons. 1, You ain't got no dishes to clean up when you eat that tuna fish right out the can. Number two, want to know what else? You're going to end up using that can for something else. You take that can, and now you can make a candle out of it. Put some doggone lard in there, or put some Crisco in that tuna fish can, and a doggone, thank you for that, Mr. Pink. I appreciate that. Thank you. Let me see. I can't give it up. There it is. Thank you for that. No matter what, you gonna use that. I got cans sitting on my kitchen counter right. I need to throw them away. Every time I go through one of her dog food cans, I use it for something. I'm gonna tell you, gentlemen, I ain't gonna lie. Every now and then you need a little pecan. Okay? Just saying. When you reuse something, it comes in use for something else. After day seven, you start being so efficient. You want to know what else? You start thinking. Ideas start coming to your head of how you can make this better, how you can make this more comfortable, how you can make this work better, how you can make that situation better, how you can stay warmer, how you can stay cooler. After day seven, it all, you know what, you the main thing you learn. I'm so excited. I'm sorry I'm stuttering. I'm excited because this is my jump. After day seven, you learn your gear. After day seven, once you've learned your gear, everything start working better. See, at first, this knife was just a little gimmick, something you threw in your bug out bag, right? You don't use it much. You done cut up a couple of potatoes. You done strike the fire with the little rod. No big deal, right? You put that back in your bug out bag, and you don't think nothing about it, right? On day seven, you know that this is going to be on your body. You've been wearing this knife on your body for 7 days. You really realize when you first bought it, you think you just going to be hanging it on your bag like this, something stupid you done seen on TV. Nope, that don't work. You can't reach that in an emergency. You need this on your body. And what you're going to realize is, where on your body is it going to go? You think I'm going to just put it on my hip? Nope, because that's where your firearm is going. I'm going to just put it on my back? No, because when I sit down, it hurts me. Where is this going to be? You need it sideways on your belt, right in front of you. So look, you can reach it at all angles. Everything and every piece of your gear that you got in your bag and all this gear I got in my house is in here for a reason. Absolutely everything is in here, and everything I use is for a reason. It's not neat by a long stroke, but it's there for a reason. Why? Somebody asked, hey, Lynn, why you got your firearm sitting right there? I ain't gonna tell you, but it's there for a reason. Everything, the way it is, the angle it is, the shape it is, everything I got, I do it for a reason. I don't do it for looks. So I try to make it as cozy as possible. But for the most part, this is kind of like a functioning ship to me. I'm the captain of my ship. And if something happens, I need to know how to fix it immediately. I need to know how to fix it right now. I need to know how to make something better right now. I need to, if something catch on fire, I need to know how to put it out right now. Everything that happens. A pipe bust, I need to know how to shut it off right now. I'm wasting water. I'm making a mess. I got a bunch of different ways. I got 3 or 4 different ways just to keep my carpet clean. Because when I come in the house, I got mud on my shoe. I got grass stick to my shoe. But when you bring that grass inside your cabin, you also bring what was living on that grass. Ticks, red ants, all this stuff. And they find little crumbs of food inside here. Thank you for that. What's your name? Annam. Thank you for that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let me bring that back down. There we go. Thank you so much. But when you start bringing in ants and living creatures from outside that you can't see under the bottom of your shoe, you know what you realize? If you got a dog like me, they know exactly where the dog food is. I keep her food. I'm gonna show you better than I can tell you. Like this. I don't know if y'all can see this. Hold on. I keep her food. I keep her food in a container that I cover up, a glass Tupperware bowl. Keep that lid on that. Same thing for her water. At night, when we done, I put that lid back on her water, back on her food, and I set it in. If it's wet food, I put it in the refrigerator, but I leave her water down here. Because I've had too many incidents of, hey, nothing is wrong right now, right? I'm walking in here with my shoes and everything else, not thinking twice, and realize that I brought a whole bunch of living monsters in here with me. One day I woke up, it was so many red ants in my cabin, it looked like carpet. My carpet was red. They was all coming to her dog food. That's what made me change. That's why I ain't leaving no more of her food out. After she eat, I sweep the little crumbs up from around when she eat the little crunchies. Because everything out here needs nutrients. Everything that lives out here. And it ain't no different than inside your house. Inside your house, you got bugs. You just don't know it. But I'm going to tell you when you start seeing bugs, when the power go out. When your lights go out in your house, you ain't got to be living off grid. This is your normal apartment, your normal cabin, whatever. Want to know when you start seeing them bugs? I can't make this up. You start seeing all kind of different roaches, ants, beetles, stuff that ain't even supposed to be alive in the wintertime. This is why. Because you just made this little space right here warm. It's 33 degrees outside and it's 75 degrees in here. Everything wants to come in here. Flies, beetles, mice, rats, snakes, everything wants to try to get in here. So the only thing you can do to protect yourself is to keep everything covered up. Clean up after yourself. No dirty dishes. No food just laying out. None of that. That's your house. And I ain't talking about off grid. I'm talking about anywhere. You didn't think you had no roaches and no water bugs until the lights go out. And you got a nice warm house or a nice warm room. Everything is trying to come around your mouth at night. You got old pancake syrup in your beard. Watch yourself. So I just wanted to come in here tonight and tell you my main solution for getting ready for the next time that this happens. You need to have two houses. 2 in 1. You have the house that you live in every day, whether it's apartment, condo, house, it don't matter. But then you need to be able to switch it into off-grid mode. How many people think they can do that? Switch your apartment, your condo, or your home into off-grid mode. You got a normal house, but when the lights go out, you need to be able to snap your fingers and change your entire house into off-grid mode. No running water, no power, no lights, food conservation, everything. We need shelter, blankets, cover, or we need to be able to open up windows, everything, anything we need for whatever season it is, we need to be ready. Flashlights, safety radios, NOAA radios, everything that we need. You can do that. You can, and it don't tell me it's gonna cost you no money, because it ain't. It's only gonna start costing you a lot of money when you start adding in solar power generators or gas generators. Once you start digging that deep into it, that's an investment. You're gonna be investing. But right now, it don't cost you no money to look around your house, your apartment, or your condo and find things that could save your life. Put it all in a 5-gallon bucket and be ready to run to a safety room if it all. Everybody don't. It's like they don't get it. They won't do it. During a grid down situation that we're all going through right now, you got people in every room of the house. You got people in there wasting power and resources. People in this part of the house wasting power and resources. And people in this part of the house wasting power and resources. How long do you think that's sustainable? Because it seems like every season or every year that this happens, maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I've had a different experience than you. But every time our lights go out, it stay out longer and longer and longer. The other day I was doing a live stream. I was in a private group, and my lights went out, and they never came back on. So it's a lot of people right now with their power still out to this day. Thank God Growing with Hustle, y'all power is back on. Thank God. But, hey, listen. There's a lot of people out there still struggling, and the storms ain't over. A lot of people ain't got no power yet. A lot of people out there still ain't got no water. And it's been how many days? 3, 4? I hope they can hear me. Some kind of way, I hope they can hear this. What happens when they don't come back? What's that? What do you mean, what happens when they don't come back? What do you mean? When who don't come back where? See, a lot of unprepared people. Yeah, yes it is. When the lights don't come back on. Let me see, was that your question? What happens when they don't come back on? When the lights don't come back on? Nothing. When the power doesn't come back, you're preparing for. Okay, let me break this all the way down, because maybe we missing the point. I prepare me. I can't tell you what to do. I make preparations for the lights if they never come back on. Okay? That's how I prepare. I can't tell nobody else how to prepare. I prepare for if the power never comes back on. Wait, let me see. So my point was just that, yes, I prepare for the lights never to come back on. So some of the stuff you see me with is crazy to a lot of people, or it's a waste of money. Listen, I need a new car. Let me be honest, okay? I need a pickup truck. I need a pickup truck. I've been looking, but I refuse to pay the price for a new car because they're ridiculous. I ain't talking about brand new. I mean any used car. It's just the price is ridiculous. But here's the thing. Here, that's not even my biggest problem. You know what my biggest problem is? My biggest problem is, do I spend this money on a new truck versus what survival supplies am I lacking? What survival supplies do I need before I invest in that kind of money in a pickup truck? What else do I need to help me survive? I can keep on patching up my vehicles here and there, you know, patching them together. What's more important? My trucks are running, my motorcycles are running. Do I need another vehicle, or will it really be nice to have another vehicle? Versus, if these lights go out again, do I have enough storage? Do I have enough space? Do I have a place to fix all my chainsaws and all my gear? Do I have a place for tools? See, now I'm like, I need a shop. I need a workshop on Freedom Acres, right? So what's more important to me right now, a workshop or a truck? So so to me, my way of thinking is always like, if the lights go out and they never come back on, what investment is more important? That's the only way I think now. And I'm telling you, I know it makes people sick. Sometimes I know I even make my wife sick. I know I do. uh Urban Backyard says, you make me want to go and can all my meat from the freezer. I will be soon. True story. I'm going to be canning up all my stuff because my freezers are full, so they got to go in some cans. All right. So for everybody wondering, I hope you ain't waiting for the next go round. Thank you, Sister Melinda. I always do that. I can never hit that thing right. There it is. There it is. Thank you for that. Thank you. Say gas will be like gold. Listen, that's true. Prepare not to have no gasoline. Prepare not to have no diesel. Can I tell you this? You want to know the best renewable energy in the world. The best renewable energy in the world, what is it? What's the best renewable energy in the world? I knew somebody was going to say sun and solar. Adam is right. I would take this over sun energy all day. Nope. Nope. I'm going to tell you why. I would take wood over solar. I would take wood over wind. I would take wood over all of that. Why? Because wood is controllable. You can't estimate the wind. You can't depend on the wind. You can't estimate the sun. You can't depend on the sun because the weather will change at a snap. Now it's cloudy. Now it's going to be raining for 5 days. You ain't got no power for 5 days. I don't rely on gasoline because you may not be in a place you can just get gasoline or diesel. I don't rely on those fossil fuels at all. But guess what is controllable, plentiful, and renewable wood. You chop a tree down, that tree it instantly turns into fuel, right? For all kind of different reasons. You could turn that wood into a home. You can turn that wood into fuel, fire, and everything else. And then plant another seed in its place. And while you're using that tree, you're growing another one. By the time you done using up this whole cord of wood or these several cords of wood that this tree gave you, it got another one in its place. So every time you chop a tree down, you can plant another one and have that thing ready and keep rotating that. Keep rotating it, and you'll never, ever run out of fuel. When you're done burning the doggone wood, now you got wood ash where you can make lye. You can make, oh my God, fertilizer. Wood ash is good for fertilizer. Wood ash is good for compost. Wood ash gets the mites and the ticks and the bugs and the fleas off your chickens, off your pigs, off of you. Woo, I could go all day. I could go all day. Wood is everything to me. So what did I do? I invested in a lot of woodworking equipment, chainsaws, axes. I don't know how many chainsaws I got now. I don't know how many axes. I don't know how many different devices I have to break wood down so I can use it. That's right. You use wood ash for soap. I'm telling you, I knew everybody would say solar, wind, sunlight. No. Because look, I'm going to tell you this. This is a true fact, okay? This is a true fact. If you live in an area with a lot of trees, you ain't getting no sun. I love solar, but I'm a realist. If you live in an area with a lot of trees, you ain't getting no sun. Your sun is going to go down. Your sun is going to stay up for a certain amount of time of the day. Then it's gone. Then you left high and dry. That wood going to burn all night long. And as soon as that log done burning, I just go grab another one and put right on that fire. If I get low on that, I can go in the middle of the night and go harvest some wood in the woods. Bring it here and burn it. No matter what time of night or day, I can stay warm, or I can make ashes. I can make light. Fire is light. Fire is also a weapon. I can fend off bears and everything else. Don't nothing want to be dealing with no fire. Not even people. It's primitive. That's why I love it so much. Listen, every time my wife is out here, I'm like, let me get the fire started for you. She said, it ain't that cold. No, I just want to get the fire started for you, baby. I want you to be warm. I like playing with the fire. I like to wield it. I like to know how to get the hottest fire with the least amount of use of wood. I'm fascinated by that. Different kinds of wood give off a different kind of heat that burns at a different amount of time. And once you start figuring that out, man, best energy source on the planet. And want to hear something? Humans been using it since we've been on this rock. So I didn't want to bore y'all with all this mess. It's late night. That wood stove will burn you out. You see, I done took this. Everybody was talking about something. Lead, you look cold. That's the only thing burning. That is the only thing in here burning. You see that? That one log is the only thing in here. And here's the temperature again, if you think I'm playing. It's 33 outside and it's 76 in here. Just to show you, There go my propane heater, kerosene heaters. I don't need none of that. I don't need none of that. That stuff is put away. I got one log on that fire. One log. That's all you need, man. If you get some good hardwood that's really seasoned nicely, ain't nothing else you gotta do. And to me, I feel we made our ultimate power source unpopular. They started building new houses with no wood burning fireplace in it. I think that's a crime, if you ask me. If you ask me. When I went looking for us a house, I told my wife I only had a couple of criteria. She could have a house. I want a 2-car garage. I want some land on the back. And it better have a wood burning fireplace. Other than that, I don't care what she wanted. Baby, you want brick house, you want all this? Fine, you can have it. 2-car garage. I want enough land where I can garden and build me a shop. And a wood burning fireplace. Not a gas, not a propane, a wood burning fireplace. The rest, I'm good. The reason why I wanted a wood burning fireplace, because if the power go out, if the lights go out, I don't want to be wondering how I'm going to stay warm. I want always wood to be a source of energy that I can utilize, because wood is all around us, even if you live in the city. You can go walk down the street and pick up sticks. So I don't ever want to be in that situation where I'm wondering how I'm going to stay warm and keep my family warm, my children warm, right? So anyway, hey y'all, hey, thank you for hanging out with me tonight. That means a lot. And I know a lot of people out there in trouble. I hope that this helps somebody. Turn your house, apartment, or condo into an on-grid, off-grid sanctuary. Don't get caught like this no more, y'all. Don't keep getting caught like this, because it's not gonna stop. It's never gonna stop. Never. We are in a new age now of everything. I just can't pick one, whether it's politics or weather. We're in a whole new world. I told y'all last year, this is new America. America is gone. This is new America. Just like New England. This is new America. This is just a shell of what it used to be. Thank you for that, Sister Melinda. This is just a shell of what this used to be. We're going to have to start thinking different. We're going to have to start doing everything different. We can't keep doing everything the way we've been doing it for these hundreds of years. We can't. It's not sustainable. It's not sustainable fiscally, physically, or mentally. We go to work every day. We grind, and you die with nothing to show for it. How many generations gotta pass before we finally say, hey, this is stupid? How many more generations gotta pass on before we all say, hey, you know, my great granddaddy died like this and broke. Then my daddy died like this and broke. And probably I'm going to die like this and broke. If you look back in your lineage as far back as you can reach, I can guarantee that all of your grandparents passed with nothing. You want to know how I know? Because you ain't got nothing. Because if they would have died and had something, you would have something. When are we going to stop saying, hey, I just want to go work for such and such? Man, we got to start doing stuff different. This ain't that no more. Everything that we do, I know it seems ridiculous, but listen, this is the only, I'm going to tell you, the only way we going to save this world, save this country, especially. We got to totally do everything different. Everything. Everybody doing a lot of boycotting and stuff. Don't just boycott stores. We're being real good at boycotting stores and establishments like restaurants and everything, right? We're really good at that. We done picked up a nice thing. I ain't been to Target in about 3 years before all the mess happened. Screw Target. We good at that, right? Can I get an amen? We good at boycotting suckers, right? But what we really need to be boycotting is the lifestyle that we're living, period. This whole lifestyle that we're living right now need to be boycotted. This going through life, working till you're dead, never really acquiring or accumulating enough of anything to pass on to give your children a head start. What are we doing? How is it that we're living for ourselves and we're barely struggling? When we pass on, now our kids got to do it again. That don't make no damn sense. How are we working for 30 and 40 years, struggling, tearing our bodies and our minds apart just to die with nothing? Like, what did we accomplish while we was here? Nothing. You can't say, well, I was a good citizen, upstanding citizen, and I just was doing the best I could do, and I was surviving. By whose rules? We can't keep that. We can't keep doing that. It's not sustainable for our well-being. Let me show you something else. Let me be honest with you, okay? We've been living by this system this whole time. We have nothing to show for it. The only time you get some kickback from this system is when it's sucking you down with it. When this system starts to flush, this to let you know how much power it got over you. When this system starts to tank and go down the tubes, it's going to always take us with it. See, it ain't the other way around. That just lets you see that this system ain't working for you. Because if you were in a mental or a physical crisis, this system would hurt a little more. If you had to be laid off or off your job, this system wouldn't work as good anymore without you. It don't work that way. You just another gear in the machine. But when this system starts to go down and go bad and tank, it take everybody with it. Whether you've been a good citizen, upstanding citizen, there's people out there right now getting locked up, chained up, and hinged up. And look, good upstanding citizens. Thank you for that. Let me get this heart on here first. Thank you for that. Let me see who this is. It's just me. It's me. I'm just saying thank you for that. Thank you. So think about that. So why do we keep repeating the same mistake generation after generation after generation after generation? There's a way out of this. There is a way to stop this crazy mess. That main way is to do your own thing. Get your own land and make your own rules. That's the only way you're going to stay away from them. That's the only way you're going to get out of that system. That's the only way we're going to change anything is stop. The only way we're going to be able to change this system is to make our own system. There, I said it. Make our own system. You got to start somewhere. Because if you don't invest in that, you're going to keep repeating our ancestors' mistakes year after year after year after year, doing the same thing, paying taxes, paying this, paying that, and just for you to have just enough money to be cremated. Man, come on, man. They tell us, have y'all ever seen this movie called The Island? Have you ever seen a movie? It's called The Island, but it's another version of this way back in the day. I can't remember what it was. Where they was telling everybody, once you reach a certain age, we gonna fly you off to the island of paradise and smoothie drinks and Mai Tais, and you're gonna live the rest of your life free and clear in paradise. Schlossen's paradise. But what they really ain't telling you is when them guards come get your ass, they taking you to your demise. Once you reach a certain age, they have no more use for you. So you're taking up space, you're wasting space, you're wasting resources that can be used to train the next guinea pig, I'm going to call it, without saying the S word. What's different between that movie and us right now? They tell you, you're going to work for 30 years for this company. We're going to give you awards every blue moon. You might get a little pay increase. You might get a little Christmas bonus. And when your 30 years is up, we're going to give you this fat pension and this retirement plan, and you're going to live the rest of your life in Hawaii and Maui and drinking Mai Tais and doing and dancing with hoolie girls and stuff. That's what they tell us. They tell you all your bills going to be paid off. You ain't going to have no debt. No. The part they don't tell you is after 30 years, the only thing that has changed is you being physically able to not do this job anymore. Your bills will stay the same. Your taxes will stay the same. Your rent will stay the same. Your car note will stay the same. Your mortgage will stay the same. But the only thing that has changed is your body and being able to lift all this weight and your pay. You ain't working for them no more. You got to pay for your own medical insurance now. You got to pay for all of your own prescriptions and stuff now. What they don't tell you is after you retire, it's absolutely 100 times worse. Because they want you out of here so they can replace you, because they look at it as you're wasting the system's resources by staying alive. I'm telling you, it's a way out of that. Once you buy you a piece of land, and I'm gonna give this message to all my young brothers and sisters. If you listening, to all my young brothers and sisters, and all you OGs that's listening to me right now, pass this on to y'all youngins, y'all young brothers and sisters. Pass this on to them. Y'all wasting so much money. This is directly to my young folks. Y'all wasting so much money hand over fist on shoes and stuff like that. I ain't got no problem with it because I did it myself when I was young. But you know one thing I did do? I did make a lot of important investments. I bought my first house, I think I was 20, 22, 20, something like that. I knew to invest, start investing in things that's going to get me something bigger and something better without using my own money. So after that first house, I never really got to go back in my pocket again because I'm going to use this as collateral, or I'm going to use this and I'm going to get that. I'm going to sell this so I can get that. Once you do that first major investment, man, everything else is kind of, it ain't as hard to obtain anymore. So I'm going to tell this to my young brothers and sisters. You don't got to go live on your land. You don't got to go stay on no land. You don't got to become no homesteader. You ain't got to become no farmer. You ain't got to become no hardcore off-gridder. You ain't got to do none of that shit. But go buy some land, though. Go buy some land. Let it sit. Go check in on it once in a while. Cut the grass. Go out there with some friends and stay overnight. Have a little camping trip. And just keep it. Pay your taxes on it. And just keep it. Y'all remember they used to have that little Gerber baby fund? Where the little, for Gerber babies, you put a little change in like a little investment that they can get when they get a certain age. Ain't no different. If you go out there and purchase you a little piece of land somewhere, you just guarantee how your retirement is going to be. Right now, you 20 something. You may be 18. If you purchase land now, you literally just beat the system. Because you actually guarantee the way you're going to retire. When they say you're going to be getting a little pension, you're going to be getting a little, you actually are. But with the little bit of money that they actually give you, you don't need much. Because over this last 40 years, you've had a piece of land that you've been playing with, see? You've been building on, see? You've been out there practicing building a little clubhouse now you done practice building a cabin. Now you start to realize, man, I could live out here. My land is paid off, it's free. So when I retire, every little red cent I get is going to me. To me. Not no outside, I gotta go pay rent over there. I gotta pay for your lights. Gotta pay for your gas. Gotta pay for your water. All the money that you have coming in, every little piece of income is gonna come straight to you. And if you purchasing over that time, if you start investing in clean energy sources like solar power, wood stoves, stuff like that, you just knocked out your power bill. You just knocked out your heating bill. If you get the solar, you knocked out your cooling bill. Throw an air conditioner in the window. Now you're keeping your house cool in the summer. Wood stove. Now you're keeping your house hot in the winter. Dig you a little well, now you got water. If you ain't got no well water running under your land, rain catchment system. Now you ain't got to worry about nobody water. Filter your rainwater. Now you drinking, man, listen. Lord have mercy. I promise y'all this. If I had it all to do over again, and I had an OG in my ear like this, all I had people in my ear talk about all the kind of crazy stuff we doing in the streets. If I had a real one in my ear, or somebody I respected in my ear telling me to go buy some land and sit on it. Go buy land and sit on it. I'm telling you, it make it easier when your landlord done mess around and put you out. You ain't as worried. Let me tell y'all this. This is my true story. With the world the way it is right now, and I ain't bringing in the kind of income I used to bring in, working at the post office and stuff, I'm not worried. I told my wife, we done had this conversation, baby, if we end up having to let this house go, because I'm not going to work for nobody like that ever again. It is what it is. I love my house. It's beautiful. But I'm not going to die to keep it. I'm not going to die to keep something that I don't own. And that's the part of the system that got us all twisted. We working ourselves to death for something that don't even belong to us. If you can't finish paying that mortgage, you know what? The bank gonna take it. I want you to think about this. The bank gonna take that house because you ain't done paying on it. Because you can't pay for it no more, you lost your job. The bank gonna reclaim that house. They're gonna take that house and they're gonna sell it to the next bidder for the same amount of money or more money than when you bought it for. The house gonna always make money. The house is gonna always make money. I don't care if it's 200 years old. You the only one gonna be out of luck. You the only one gonna be out of luck. Until you go off and purchase you a piece of land somewhere and pay that boy off. I'm not as worried anymore about what the hell these politicians is doing. I'm not as worried. It's bad for all of us, but I'm not as worried as everybody else. Because if they come through storming like Norman, I got a line in the sand that I'll fight for. Other than that, I'm not fighting to keep your house. I'm not fighting to keep no cars. I'm not fighting to keep all this debt and nonsense. I'm not. I'm over it. I'm over that. But this is mine. This got my name on it. All over it. Ain't nobody got no lien on it. Ain't nobody, you can't cut. It's mine. The taxes that I have to pay on this land, it costs, you can, let me think. I can go and purchase 2 pair of Air Force Ones, probably one these days. I can go purchase 2 pair of Nike Air Force Ones and pay my taxes. So for the price that you pay for a pair of Air Force Ones or the new shoes these days, my taxes is paid. Period. While everybody is sitting here talking about, oh, the taxes, what about the taxes? Man, you can find these taxes walking up and down the, go to the mall and look in that fountain. Go to the mall and look in that fountain when ain't nobody looking. There go your taxes right there. Everybody, make a wish. Close your eyes, turn around and make a wish. Throw that penny over your shoulder. Go, sit at that pond with an ice cream cone, act like you ain't doing nothing but eating some ice cream, then lean back on it like Fat Joe. Lean back and get that gold coin you see down in that water. Take somebody's wish. Make a wish foundation. But really, truly though, all jokes aside, ain't nothing like it, man. If we don't change this, the way we doing things, we're always going to be fighting for our right to party. Beastie Boys. We always going to be fighting for equality. We always going to be fighting for justice. We always going to be fighting for cleaner workplaces. We always gonna be fighting for all of this stuff that we fighting for is so stupid. All of this stuff, the things that we are fighting for are just, they should be considered average human rights. We're fighting for fair wages. We're fighting for a safer workplace. We're fighting for what? Why? When that should have been given to us. You can't fight this system. You can't fight a system that was built on torment to torment. You can't fix that. It was built like this. You can't fix that. So what you can do is withdraw from it. No, not leave the country. You can build your own country right here. You don't got to move to a faraway land somewhere just to go get a peace, get some peace. You can build your own little private country. Hell, if you want to get funky with it, make up your own crazy ass language if you want to. Right here on your own land. When you come across this land, start talking crazy. You could make up your own language. It sounds crazy, but it ain't. You do not have to do all of that. It's so much easier than what people think. That's right. Somebody said I can collect cans. I can collect cans to pay my taxes. Man, tell me about it. Yeah, I make my own language. I have people in here talking crazy as hell. Like, you know, when we go to Freedom Makers, we got to talk that crazy language, right? So y'all better learn the language like some Klingon or something. Hey, y'all young folks out there, go purchase you a piece of land and sit on it. While you still young, go purchase you some land and sit on it. And I'm going to tell you, one reason is because you know you're going to have, you know where you're going to retire at. But here's another way. If you purchase land now, in about 30 years, the price of that land is going to quadruple. If you buy it, just an example. Say you bought some land right now for $30. You bought a piece of land right now for $30,000. In about 30 years, that same piece of land, I don't give a damn where it is going to be worth $100,000 to $1 million or more, depending on what happens in that area. But I'm going to tell you one thing that land won't do. That land will not depreciate. It will not go backwards in value. There is not too many better guarantees than that. If you purchase a piece of land right now for $35,000, in 30 years, it's only going to appreciate. It's going to go up in value. It'll never depreciate. You'll never buy a piece of land for $30,000, and then in 30 years, it's only worth $2,000. That will never happen. Never. So that's like putting money in your 401k. That's putting money in for your retirement. I ain't going to keep y'all no more because I'll talk all night. And listen, honestly, I will talk all night because I'm hyped on this subject. We're going to have more of this discussion later, though. All right. Thank y'all for coming. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. I hope anything I said could help you. If you have any other questions or concerns, all y'all young folks, go ahead and put it down in the comment section after the video. I would love to hear what y'all got to say about it. All right. We got alternatives, and it's up to us what we going to do about it. We going to keep on playing their game. You see how it's working out for us now? Or we going to start trying to change and do our own thing. Thank you so much for that Suzette, thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. We can make a change. All right. Let's not keep making our ancestors same mistakes over. And I ain't saying nothing bad about them, but they didn't realize, man, they've been following the same pattern and failing generation after generation. Are we going to be the next generation to follow suit to be failures and leave this earth not leaving anything to our family to give them a head start? Got to give them a head start so they can be a little better than we were. Anyway, everybody, thank you so much. Lev Farmer 73. I love y'all. Stay safe, stay warm, stay sane, and I'm out.